Hey, let's talk. So one of the most frequently asked questions I get as an interior stylist is, where do I start? Most people know that they want to make changes in their home, but it's really confusing sometimes to figure out where to begin. There are so many elements that go into making your home feel like a well-collected, well-curated, warm and inviting space. And that can be a little bit intimidating to figure out just where you need to begin. In my opinion, the first thing you need to remember is that life is not a home renovation show. These shows are great for showing you the possibilities of what you can do in your space, but it's not going to take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes even a month to get to where you want to be in your home decor journey. So first off, remember to take your time. Right now, the Nancy Meyers aesthetic is super popular on social media. I think that's due in point just to how particularly detailed the interiors of those homes are. And it's because there's a mix of so many different furniture pieces and textures and patterns and pieces that look more collected rather than shopped. Remember that those types of homes, those types of spaces require not only a lot of time to collect, but a lot of money as well. Just remember, it might take you a little bit longer than you would expect. And that's okay. Our homes are just like us. They grow and evolve as we evolve. Sometimes your tastes change. Sometimes your experiences change. And that's what makes your home unique to you. One of the first things I try to do whenever I'm looking at a space and figuring out where I want to start with the design, I always take inventory of what's currently working and what's not. The room I'm sitting in right now, when I first started brainstorming to figure out what it is I wanted to do in here, I took note of the things that currently weren't working. So as you can see, I have some paint colors behind me that I'm testing out. I know I didn't like the color of the room. That wasn't working for me. It's a little bit boring, it's a little bit sad, and it just doesn't make me feel happy or inviting or make me want to spend time in here anymore. So I knew that that was something that I wanted to change. Number two, look around the room. Where are your shoes collecting? Where are your piles of clothes ending up? Do you have that one chair that holds half of your closet? That's probably a good place to start. Figure out what's not working in your room, in your space, and then look for furniture pieces or elements that can solve that problem for you. If those clothes are collecting on a chair or random surfaces around the room, maybe we need to look at some storage options or something that makes your clothes easily available, like a clothes rack or a valet, perhaps. Something that will solve that problem that you're currently experiencing in your room. I'll take myself as an example. I don't have enough storage, so things just end up scattered all over the place. I don't have enough jewelry storage, so my jewelry is scattered on random tabletops, in purses, in pockets of my pants, unfortunately. So I know that I need to find a stylish jewelry solution to solve that problem. One tip that I think we don't think about enough is not necessarily thinking of how you want your home to look, but how do you want your home to feel? Do you want it to be moody and cozy and dark, or do you want it to be light and airy and playful? There's an endless amount of styles that you can have incorporated into your room. So knowing how you want that room to feel and how you want that room to function is a great way to start your jumping off point for how you want to start to transform your space. Consider the architectural details of your room to figure out your space plan. And space planning sounds like a big scary word, but it's just how you want your furniture to be arranged in your room. And there are some hard and fast rules about space planning and how you can lay out your room in the best way for traffic flow, and if you care for that, for feng shui as well. And if you guys want a video on that, please let me know in the comments and I can give that to you also. Consider your lighting sources. I am a sucker for natural light, and in this room I have one window. So this window is going to be my primary source of my light during the daytime. But I also know that I like for my room in the evenings to feel very cozy, very dark, and not cave-like, but close to it. I want to feel cocooned and enveloped in my room. So I look for lots of warm lighting, low lighting, no overhead lights. We don't use the big light in this house. That is a no-no. No big lights over here. No, that's a foul. So I'm going to look for lots of table lighting, lamp lighting, and remembering to keep those levels of light in your room And that will give you the feel that you're going for, depending on what your room is used for. Speaking of lighting, if you're going to change your room color, make sure you test out your paint color in different lighting. So if you look behind me here, I have some paint swatches on the bed. When I was looking on the website, I knew that I was torn in between these three beautiful pink tones. Claire has such an amazing selection of beautiful colors that look gorgeous online, and they also allow you to order paint swatch samples that are adhesive and repositionable that you can put on your wall. So of course I had to bring them into my room to see how they would perform during the daytime with natural light, in the evenings with lamp light, and at night with no light. And I was thinking that Sabrosa was going to be my favorite, but now that I see it in the room and I see it up against my bed color and just how I want the space to feel, I think I'm leaning more towards Meet Cute. And that's why it's so important to not just go with the sample you see in the store or online, but to bring that sample into your home and see how it performs with the lighting that you have in your space, because different lighting is going to perform differently with your paint color. So that's one to absolutely keep in mind. The colors in your room matter, but I think what matters even more than that are the textures. Layering your textures in your space is really going to give you that rich layered look that you're going for that might not necessarily be apparent, but something about your eye recognizes that it's different and it's interesting and it likes that. Your eye likes things that are not quite perfect. Your eye likes a little bit of imperfection because that's what makes it travel around the room. That's what makes things visually interesting. That's why that Nancy Meyers aesthetic is so popular, because of all those different layers of textures and styles and colors. Even a room with all neutral tones can still feel cozy and rich and inviting if you're layering these different elements like linen or wood, velvet, stone, even bringing in plants. That adds just that little bit of something that your eye really loves. And lastly, and most importantly, make sure your home is functional for you. My first apartment was beautiful and open and airy. Most of my furniture was light colored, white. If you live in a home with kids, a dog, that might not necessarily be feasible, because that white is going to get dirty very quickly. As many of you pointed out when I posted for the first time, you clocked that I didn't have kids, and I don't. I can have white furniture if I want to, because it's just me and that's my business. But your home is not going to perform the same way someone else's home who lives a totally different lifestyle than you is going to perform. So knowing yourself, knowing how you live will absolutely change how you approach your home decor and how you want your home to feel and function. So knowing yourself, staying true to yourself. If you know that you constantly fall asleep on the couch with your makeup on, you probably don't want to get a white couch. If you're anything like me and you're a little bit clumsy and you like to drink red wine, maybe a performance fabric is the way to go, because you don't want to spend all that money on that beautiful white couch and then you spill red wine on it. Ask me how I know. I hope these tips were helpful, and I hope that it gave you something to consider when you are starting your home decor. And if you have any questions, or you want me to elaborate on some of these and give you some examples, or just let me know how you felt about it. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I hope this was helpful, and I can't wait to talk to y'all again. Bye.